friends. By order. This one's called I Am. Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, and often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and gonna go over Raw this week was in the ThunderDome. Alright, so now before we get into this week's episode, do want to highlight one big thing. It was a bit of a downer that the news did occur. Didn't really talk about it, but Tracy Smothers, he did pass away. He was only 58 from cancer. And this is the one thing I think we can all agree on, whether you love or hate WWE or love or hate AEW or Ring of Honor, TNA, MLW, GCW, or any other promotion out there. Cancer fucking sucks. That's just a plain cold hard truth. Fuck you. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't grow up. I grew up seeing Tracy Smothers in ECW being billed from Nashville, Italy, trying to dance. I didn't see all of the good shit I didn't see a lot of the old shit Tracy did before ECW, until I got older in life. But, man, it sucks. It sucks, hands down. It really fucking sucks. There's no doubt on that. Hopefully, Tracy, gone, but he'll never be forgotten. That's the best I can say. That said, let's move forward. We're gonna switch gears as hard as it is and go back into last week via the SmackDown Rewind and highlights from last week's SmackDown. Whew. Gonna be kind of hard. This one's kind of hard to kind of chew and process. Well, Bianca Belair is on the women's women's SmackDown Tag Survivor Series team, as is Kevin Owens. He beat Dolph Ziggler. Bianca beat Natalya and Billie Kay. Also, the other big highlights really were that Sami Zayn hyped up his upcoming match with Bobby Lashley. Everyone's hyping up their matches with their respective opponents. It's that time of year. But really the big highlight was, more than anything, had to definitely be the fact that at the end of the show, SmackDown, Jey Uso beat Daniel Bryan to be on the SmackDown team. But then he went and started saying, acknowledged Roman as the tribal chief. He said he's the top dog, he's the head of the table and all that, and then went full on ballistic and destroyed Daniel Bryan, all to appease Roman, much to Roman's approval. Personal prediction, Jay's going to be like this up until the end of Survivor Series, and then we're going to wind up getting we're going to get a match with them two at TLC. That's my personal predictions, though. That said, let's get into this week's show. It starts off with Randall Kenneth Orton coming down to the ring, emphasizing on how he is no longer the legend killer, but now, because he is a 14-time champion and he has shown he is better than the likes of Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Big Show, Christian, Drew McIntyre, all of them, he is no longer the legend killer. He is a legend. So when you think about it and you put it into context like that, it's almost like an Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. It's finally come to full circle. The legend killer has finally become the legend. So that's That's on... Maybe that's my personal perception, but that's the way it came off. But, you know, really nice, really good. Then out comes, Little Miss Bliss. God almighty. Little Miss Bliss coming out with her gloves, you know, teasing Randy. And then almost kind of like poltergeist, like, he's here. You hear the music, the screeching and the lights playing, and then next thing you know, right out of nowhere, boom, McIntyre comes out, starts beating the crap out of Randy. And then Miz and Morrison come out, they knock out McIntyre, and then Miz tries to cash in his Money in the Bank. Beautifully done, trying to capitalize on it. You know, that's the whole point of the Money in the Bank, John. Next thing you know, McIntyre stops him. You're going to get... If anyone's going to get in line first to get his title shot, it's me. To get that title off him, it's me. So, he then proceeds to beat the crap out of Miz and Morrison, which then Miz and Morrison issue a challenge to a 2-on-1 handicap match, which, spoiler, we get, and that's the main event. We'll get to that at the end of the show. And, yeah. So now we come to the first match of the night. Elias versus Jeff Hardy in a guitar on a pole match. Bro, listen to me, bro. This is what we're gonna do, bro. We're gonna have Elias, right, bro? We're gonna have Elias. He's gonna go against Jeff Hardy, okay, bro? And then they're gonna have their match. And, you know, it was a nice little brawl right up until the break, bro. And then after that, Elias, he started leading right after the break, bro. And trust me, bro, I know what I'm talking about. I created the Attitude Era, bro. And then, next thing you know, we're going to have Jeff Hardy win. He's going to do a twist of fate, bro. And then he's going to get that guitar off of the pole, and then he's going to smack it over Elias, bro. And then he's going to pin him 1, 2, 3. My God, this really felt like a Vince Russo thing. On an unrelated note, if you see somebody walking around looking like with some undignified sense of unnecessary smug and pride, dressed up like a hobo out of like a hobo from Times Square, you know, yeah, that's me in a Vince Russo costume next year for Halloween. Maybe not. If not, whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Next up, we got women's action. Whew, good God almighty. Oh, I swear the old man really is trying to kill me with some of these matches. With some of these team-ups. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag titles. And I know some folks ain't necessarily on board with the idea of Mandy and Dana because, you know, they're not on par. They're not up to the caliber of some of the other wrestlers or some of the other women talent out there. But here's my thing. Let me say this about that. How do you expect them to get good unless you put them out there to get good? You know? It's not like you can have them do coaching and do lessons after lesson after lesson. Sometimes failure is a better teacher than the actual teacher themselves. You know? And sometimes being thrusted out there is the best kind of teacher. Just, yeah. Yeah. As far as the match went, it was a decent match, you know. It was decent work by Mandy and Dana. I really dug it. I liked on how they were trying to double team and take down Nia. When Shayna Baszler got in, I dug it. I dug the work that they were doing with her. And I know a lot of people were like shitting on the idea of, oh, Shayna Baszler could kick their ass. She could destroy them. Yeah, she could, legitimately. But this is fucking pro wrestling. And not only that, if you go back and you watch some of the independent shit Shayna Baszler did, whether it was with AIW or fucking Shimmer or anything like that, She went against women that weren't MMA trained. She went against women that weren't like classified as shooters or legit badasses or anything. Where's the uproar there? Where's the uproar there? It goes to what I've said before. 9 out of 10 times, people are looking for a reason to complain, and those 9 out of 10 people that are looking for a reason to complain when it comes to wrestling are just going to go and draw themselves straight to anything WWE related, because I guarantee if something that they absolutely loved in New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW, or anything like that happened in WWE, they would be like, oh, this is horrible, this is stupid, I can't believe they put this on there. But you know, they do that on another promotion. Oh my god, this is so great! Yeah, that's honestly on how it goes 9 out of 10 times. Y'all don't have to agree with that, but honest to goodness, if you want to talk on it, I'm always open to hearing. Just emphasis on willing to talk, not debate. It's, you know, when I have a friendly conversation on it. You want to try and bite my head off and say I'm a fucking idiot or stupid or whatever because I think different than you? Yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck you. Next up, we got, well, it's been a while since I've called one of these, but we got a piss break. We got a piss break match. And unfortunately, it's R-Truth, who is a goddamn national treasure and he needs to be cherished for all time, going against Bobby Lashley. And this came to be when Truth came out. The one girl, she interviewed him. He was saying, no, I'm not going against Bobby Lashley. I came out here to see Bobby Ricochet, my favorite water boy. I wanted to get my water bottle signed. Fucking pulling out the water boy. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. R-Truth has got like there's just some people that are just naturally fucking funny. There are just some people that are naturally athletic, naturally talkative, naturally, you know, comedic. And fucking R-Truth, man, oh my god. The man is like a natural when it comes to fucking doing anything with comedy. You know, and as much as sometimes the shit that he does is kind of goofy and corny, and I want to get mad at it, if it makes me fucking laugh, I can't get mad at it. Which is also why my son constantly tries to make me laugh all the time, because I can't get mad at him if he made me laugh. Next up, we got triple threat match, Braun Strowman, Keith Lee, and Sheamus. This match came to be because Uncle Alan AJ Styles came out and proclaimed himself captain of the Raw Survivor Series team, and then Keith Lee and Jimmy came out arguing, saying, no, we ain't recognize you as captain. Saying, no, I am captain. Basically doing like from that Tom Hanks movie, look at me, I am the captain. Basically doing that, and then Braun Strowman came out saying, I deserve to be on the Survivor Series team because I've been in plenty and I've won. And I've been on winning teams. Y'all need me. And then, next thing you know, Adam Pearce comes out, which, on an unrelated note, can't we please just have Adam Pearce be moved from being WWE official to being considered WWE commissioner? Because honestly, Adam Pearce is probably one of the harder working dudes that are on screen. And when I say one of the harder working dudes on screen, I mean one of the harder working dudes that's in the suit. One of the suits that are on screen. You know? Between him and Jamie Noble, my god. Them two are working motherfuckers. But either way, Adam Pearce comes out and says, oh, guys, we're not going to do this. And then AJ Styles says, hey, I have a suggestion. What if we have a triple threat match, and if Braun wins, he's qualified and is on the Raw team? Okay, let's do it. So that's what comes to this match, and this was a excuse me, this is a pretty banger match, man. You know, it's like I said, you got 3 big, beefy guys, and they're all athletic. You know? It's not like you're just getting two LJN figures and doing clack, 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 clack. You know? It's definitely not like if you're seeing Kevin Nash and Big Show in the ring. No, these guys were actually able to perform and work good. And I dug the shit out of it, you know? Lee was leading early on in the match, and then him and Sheamus started double teaming on Braun, trying to take him out. And then, probably one of the, hands down, my favorite spot in the match was when Keith Lee popped a sleeper onto Sheamus. He was actually sitting on the guardrail while doing it, which, you know, I wish the commentators would have had time to emphasize on that, because saying that he could take Sheamus out while sitting there resting and recovering himself, unfortunately didn't have enough time to cover that, because just as, you know, he had it in for a good 20, 30 seconds maybe, next thing you know, you see Strowman come in, bulldoze and pancake everyone, and everyone's laying down on the ground, and then they go to break. They come back from break, they come back from break, and Strowman is leading then, and yeah, it's a decent match. I freaking dug it. It was a good power match, you know. Match came to an end when Strowman got the win doing the power slam on the Sheamus, got the 1, 2, 3, that was it. Now, for all the naysayers and the people, you know, that wanted to, constantly, that were shitting on the idea, oh, they're burying Keith Lee, oh, they're not using him right. Guys, y'all are gonna complain about the fact that Vince McMahon is fucking breathing. So just shut up, one. And secondly, excuse me. Secondly, think about it like this. Using your own logic, Lee didn't get a pin. Lee didn't take the pinfall loss. Lee hasn't done a loss against Strowman in either of their matches. So, how is he being mistreated? Not only that, he's fucking being put on television, and he's actually being used in a prominent way. It's not like he's being out there being used for squash matches or nothing. So, all in all, I can't say he is. Because if you're investing time and money into a talent, you know, some can say, yeah, they're being buried. But it's all a matter of perspective on that one. So, after the match, AJ comes in, makes them all shake hands, and then, next thing you know, Sheamus, Brooke kicks Braun, yeah. So, we're probably going to get a match between them two next week or sometime leading up to Survivor Series. Next up, we got another women's match. Nia Jax going against Lana, and this came to be, and I forgot to mark it down on the notes, on my notes for the show. Lana actually came out during the match and distracted Mandy and distracted Nia and Shayna during that women's tag match. And yeah, also unrelated, Mulligan, that's a botch on my part. Forgot to tell you on how that ending went. Shayna choked out Dana doing the Karabuta clutch on that, and yeah. So, Lana came out, was running her mouth saying, no, I belong, and all that jazz. Next thing you know, so now we got a match with Lana and Nia. Yeah, pretty much what you expected. Nia Jax pretty much just destroyed her, you know. Pancaked her, go for the cover, 1, 2, oh no, you're not done until I say you're done, wham! Kept on going like that, and then she eventually took her down with a Samoan drop. And then they put her through a table again. Like I said, at this point it's like Kenny from South Park. Oh my god, they put Lana through a table! You bastards! Next up we got impromptu tag match, because we got the Hurt Business out there bragging and boasting on how, they handled the retribution issue, and now they want payment. They want dividends. They want their payment for what they were for doing their work. And the payment that they want is gold. So they want the tag titles. So they want the New Day. New Day comes out. Woods and Kofi come out. Woods starts making jokes about on how, MVP, Lashley, and Benjamin have been doing this for a while, and when Woods was watching them, he was going from 6th to 7th grade, which really makes me feel old because I was just finishing high school when Shelton came onto the scene in WWE. Fuck. Yeah. Now that I'm done having a midlife crisis on air, we get an impromptu tag match, and it was Shelton and Cedric going against New Day. MVP was on commentary. Bobby Lashley went in the back. It wasn't needed. This is a decent match. Kofi was a punching bag at first, and then Woods became the second round punching bag, which when I see that on a regular, not so regular basis on tag team, I love that, because honestly, as much as I love tag team wrestling, I really do. I love tag team wrestling. Sometimes tag team wrestling can be a little over formulaic, and sometimes it can always be, well, this guy's always in and he gets put on the ass end of the ass whooping until this guy eventually gets a hot tag. And sometimes it can get like that, Variety is the spice of life, if you will, and sometimes throwing in a little bit of variety like that never hurts. Woods was the second round punching bag. Kofi got the hot tag in. They started cleaning up some house, doing good, and then they wound up getting but Hurt Business wound up getting the win on Woods, lumbar, and then Shelton hitting a painter on him. 1, 2, 3. That was it. Very nice win, very unexpected win, given personally. Was not expecting them to win. Hopefully we'll see them win tag team titles at some point. Not quite sure if I want to see them going against the Street Profits or if I want to see New Day. I'm kind of torn. But next matchup we got Ricochet going against Tucker. And this was because via a WWE.com exclusive, which made zero sense because they didn't even show anything closely resembling it on air. So the only way you knew any backstory for this match was if you paid attention to the website or their Twitter, WWE Twitter, and Ricochet confronted Tucker, complaining about on what he did to Otis and all that, and then, this, that, and the other. Hey, you got an issue with me, let's settle it in the ring. And honestly, my biggest gripe for this match, and it was a very short match, was Tucker looked like every small town indie promotion's nephew, like every small town indie promotion's rising star, trying to think the right way to say this. Like, if the promoter of Hoboken, New Jersey's All-American Wrestling, if their nephew was in the show, he kind of looked like that kid, And it was just like, what the... What? I understand. You're going to be a bad guy now. You want a new look, okay? But just straight black leggings with red stripes on them and wrist tape. Just. So yeah, as far as this match went, Ali, he came out, which came down, walked around, circled the ring, and then stood on the commentating table, which was honestly the highlight of the match. And during all of that time, it was when everything from the match occurred, because Ricochet got the win doing the recoil. After that, Retribution came in, proceeded to beat the shit out of Ricochet, then Tucker, then Ricochet again, which, okay, I get it, you're moving Retribution forward from the Hurt Business, but if you're having them come out after the Hurt Business just said they handled them, I'm not trying to be that fan that's pigeonholing and saying, well, this, what about this and this? But, you know, I'm seeing where there's some flaws, and I can't help but sit there and think, but didn't you have? And, yeah. Anyways, now we come to main event of the night. Miz and hey, ho ho, it's Miz and Morrison against Drew McIntyre in a 2-on-1 handicap match. I hate handicap matches. I do. I hate them with an ungodly passion. And here's why. Handicap matches should be used to make a tag team look good. If you have the single person that has the handicap win a handicap match, what does that say about the tag team? That just says that they are so beatable that one singular person can beat them. You know, and it should... I'm sorry, psychology-wise, that's where my mindset is. But, yeah. As far as the match went, Drew, he was decimating both guys right from the start. You know, Miz and Morrison were leading after the commercial break, but Drew wound up picking up some momentum and caught the win, doing a Claymore right on the Miz, got the 1-2-3. After that, Randy came in, popped an RKO on the Drew, and then as Randy was holding the title up, feeling proud of himself, puffing his chest out with pride, then you hear and the Fiend's music and the lights and all, and then end of sequence, fade to black, and show's done. So that is it. That is it for this week's show, folks. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back watch some of the other episodes if you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious, also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, let me know you got me on there from here. Or on my Twitter at Tim Vicious. Sorry if you guys keep John going. Excuse me. Also, big thank you to executive producer of the show, Ali Ray Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Check it out. It's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, and all that jazz. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. It's a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right on the Twitter, Axel Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSB _ IB, Diabolica RA, and Sergeant Curry Pants. And folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.